I've just got back-to-back differential hauls in game week 18 and 19 from Shirky and Gabrielle. Let's see if I can make it a hat-trick in game week 20. Just a quick one, if you're a regular viewer and you've not yet hit that subscribe button, make sure you click it so you get more recommendations. Starting with my keeper, I did fancy Verbruggen for a clean sheet last game week against West Ham away and he didn't keep one. I do fancy him more for a clean sheet against Burnley at home this game week though. Not only has he got the home advantage this time, but Burnley have lower expected goals than West Ham. Moving on to defence, what a purchase Gabrielle was last game week. The best defender in the game is back on the menu and I thought I'd bring him in. He went and scored and got a clean sheet. Obviously we know that he's got a massive aerial threat, but I did get quite lucky with that clean sheet. At the same time, the decision was right though. Arsenal had the highest clean sheet odds and they do have the best defence in the league. They've also got the second highest clean sheet odds this game week against Bournemouth away. They're just 1% behind Brighton against Burnley at home, but luckily enough I've got their goalkeeper and I've got Saliba for that Arsenal double up as well. I'm going all in on that Arsenal clean sheet. Van Dijk's got Fulham away this game week. Yeah, it's away from home like my other defenders, but Fulham don't have the best of attacks and Liverpool still have a decent defence, so I'm quite happy to keep Van Dijk for that one. Currently I've got Lacroix in my first team against Newcastle away. That will probably change after transfers. This is as things stand before transfers, and you will see shortly I've got a midfielder on the bench who looks like he's probably going to be injured, and I've only put him there just to display that. And if he does start, Lacroix will probably just be first on the bench, then that midfielder will just come into the first 11. Taking a look at the fixtures from a defensive perspective, I wouldn't target any of the keepers near the top of the ticker. I would actually spend 4.5 mil on Verbruggen like I have done, and that's because he's cheaper, he's more value for money in that goalkeeper position, where there's not quite as high of a ceiling of points, there's less volatility there. If you need to buy a defender, I wouldn't touch that West Ham defence either, but I would consider Everton's defence and I would go for Tarkowski at 5.5 mil. That's because his defensive contributions are so good and there is a bit of aerial threat there. And I would still advise targeting the Arsenal defence if you can afford it. Gabriel's the best defender in the game at 6.4 mil. You could double up on Arsenal defence just like me. Like I said, they've got the best defence in the league. Covering the bench, Dubravka plays against Verbruggen this game week. Obviously Brighton's got a much better attack than Burnley and they've got the home advantage as well, so there's no way Dubravka's going to start. Something to add is that if this game was called off, I wouldn't have a backup goalkeeper, but it's the only fixture of the season where that would be the case, and that's extremely unlikely anyway. You might be wondering why I put Minte on the bench against Burnley at home. That's because he's flagged in the game right now. Obviously, if I kept him, I would start him, and they would get auto-subbed off. But looking at it, I'll either have to sell him because he's ruled out, take a risk on it and actually put him in the first 11 and probably end up roughly with the team that I've got right now. Or if he's fit to play, he's just going to go straight in that first 11 and he'll be playing for me, which would mean that Lacroix comes onto the bench. But this is just displaying my buzz team right now if I wasn't to make any transfers. I don't want any of my last two players on the bench anywhere near my first team. First I've got a Stev against Brighton away and I don't fancy Burnley for a clean sheet. And Mark Gay who doesn't get many minutes either. Moving on to midfield. Foden and Cherki have got Chelsea at home, which looks like a difficult fixture on paper, but they've just lost the manager, they've not got Caicedo to protect that defence, and the non-penalty underlying stats in defence are actually quite poor for Chelsea as well, so I do fancy them there in that fixture. Cunha's got Leeds away, he has been underwhelming in his last couple of matches, but again it's another easy fixture, we move forward, he's still a top player, he's got plenty of returns so far, we're also yet to see whether he's on penalty duties or not, hopefully he is. Gordon's got Palace at home, then it's Leeds at home and Wolves away, so I hope he carries on getting the minutes. He's on penalty duties, he got himself an assist last game, and he has been getting decent minutes recently, but he's still a bit of a risk. Taking a look at the fixtures from an attacking perspective, this video has been recorded before Brighton's press conference, so I don't know if Minte is available or not, but if I sell him, it will probably just have to be for Kudus, which I'm not really excited about. At the same time, he has got some very easy fixtures. There's just not that many good options at that price point that I've not already got, and I don't want to go spending 2 free transfers on replacing one player. If you need to buy a midfielder yourself and you've not got Gordon or Cunha, they're still my favourite options to bring in. I called that I think Gordon's a better option than Cunha and so far he is outscoring him, but that's just by 1 assist so there's not much in it and I would still buy Gordon right now as it is. I know there's a higher risk there on the expected minutes, but when Cunha gets through these next 2 easy fixtures, he's got 2 very difficult fixtures coming up. Gordon's got 2 easy fixtures coming up as well, but he's not got a difficult fixture for the next 4. If you need to buy a forward, this is a bad time to do it really. There's only Haaland that stands out. I'm quite happy with Thiago as my second forward. He's not got any difficult fixtures for the next 5 and there's 2 easy in there. could go for Watkins. His next one's alright, but he's got 2 difficult ones coming up very soon. A lot of people have got Ekatike, but then he's got Arsenal away next game week, which is the most difficult fixture you could have. Then there's Mateta, but he's got a difficult fixture this game week. Bowen's right at the top of the fixture ticker, so the fixtures are there for him, and he is a 90-minute man, but at the same time his underlying stats are quite poor. Like I just mentioned, I've got Haaland up front against Chelsea at home. If you've not already watched the best captain video, make sure you go and watch it and then come back to this point in the video because there's about to be a spoiler. So for those of you who've watched it, you'll know that I'm going to captain Haaland against Chelsea at home, which isn't actually that difficult of a fixture right now for attackers. I am considering captaining Cunha in Game Week 21 and Ekatike in Game Week 22, both against Burnley, who have got the worst defence in the league. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those best captain videos. My captain picks aren't locked in yet, but Game Week 21 and Game Week 22 are going to be crackers. I'm almost certain that I'm going to captain Haaland in Game Week 23. That's against Wolves at home, bottom of the league. And if he's playing, how can you not captain him against bottom of the league? It would take a miracle. Now for my last player, it's Thiago against Everton away, and being an Evertonian, I hope he blanked in that match. I don't think it's too difficult of a fixture for an attacker. Obviously you've got Pickford in goal, who's pretty good, he's very underrated by most neutrals I think. But our backline's not that great, the expected goals conceded figure's not that good when Braithwaite's not in the team, so we will give him some chances probably. I just hope he doesn't take them in this particular match. As for my transfers, it really does depend on Minte. If Minte's ruled out, then I'll have to sell him, and I will probably just go and get Kudus, which I'm not too keen on. If he's fit to play, I'll definitely keep him, and I will consider keeping him depending on his status. So if he's got a 75% chance of playing, I'm going to keep him. Not sure about 50%. If it's 25%, I will probably have to get rid, but I'm not sure yet. This video has been recorded before all the press conferences and even 4 matches in Game Week 19 just to make sure that you can watch it. Obviously things could change between me recording this video and you watching it. Just make sure you follow me on Twitter for my final team reveal, and it will be posted on Patreon as well. The link's in the description.